seven, eight people there for a minute. You
Yeah.
know, we lost them all because
No, no, no. I put in there that we'll be back. Go. Oh, you're already live.
yeah, I'm like right now we
Oh, right
lost all
on.
those people.
No, they'll be back.
No, it's just like you know what? That's bullshit. And I don't. I want if I get a few people, it's just a few people too, and that's all it's gonna take is a few people to make a difference. It's the 3%. You know,
Yeah.
it's the 3%. They're the ones that
Uh,
actually can actually affect change, and the masses are lost. They don't know what's going on, but the 3% of people who are aware of what's happening can make a difference, and we need to when we have to. Can't sit around just blah blah blah. We have to do something, say something. We have to make affect change, and we have to. That's the problem. People are not doing that. It's just a process of, yeah, we know they're going to come get us. Yeah, but, you got to think about more than just that. Yeah, I know that. They're probably going to kill us all. You know? So people need to understand that. They have uh, scenarios planned out in their minds and what they're going to do. These rich elite families, the pedophiles, what and criminals and chiefs and what they are, they're sick people and they're working for the wrong side of things. So as we know, they will continue. They're not going to stop. So what's going to happen is it's going to be a battle, and we're in a battle. Actually, we're in a spiritual battle, and it's going to continue to happen until stuff. And there's going to be certain things that are going to happen, but and you'll be able to recognize that. Okay, all right, this is this time now. Because everything that I understand and have read and taken to heart, we are moving towards that time because we already went through it once before. That's why there's nothing new under the sun. It's the same thing. We went through something before where there was a high tech technology. How do you think we built pyramids? I mean, how do you think they did all that stuff? How do you think they moved all those rocks, perfectly cut them, perfectly, you know, holes through 1,000 feet of rock that's perfect diameter, perfect. I mean, you couldn't do it better with the laser you have today. So, how did they manage to do that stuff? Well, because there's nothing new under the sun. That's what happened before. And God wiped the planet out, He flooded it, but didn't kill everybody. Didn't get rid of all of it. So, we're getting ready to go through that again. See, this time it's going to be quiet, according to biblical, projections, and that's what I'm just a projection. So don't count me. I'm the 25th. We're all going to die. That's what everybody says. 23rd, we're going to die. The sun's blocking out the moon's blocking out the sun. Blah blah blah. It's the eclipse coming. They're talking about Planet X and all sorts of stuff. Well, you know, I understand. I mean, but I haven't seen it myself, so I can't prove that there's a Planet X. I can't prove that we're all going to die or whatever. There will be an eclipse though, where that'll happen. But I don't. But personally, I don't believe their numbers about the size of the moon and things like that. How big it is. They're projections. They're not. It's not factual, right?
yeah. I mean, at this point, we really don't know what
Don't know.
could be accurate. Um, but yeah, I mean, just being able to kind of walk through our timeline and figure out exactly where our consensus is at with some of the things that stand in front of us right now and documenting it. I think
And
that's the most important.
if you're a wise person, you would see that. Okay, a lot of this shit's a bunch of lies. All the wars, everything else is based on lies. So if you want to, if you think that you have God in your heart, you know, you would be able to understand. Okay, this is a lie. It's all a lie. To go to war, to kill people, because they're making money on both sides, and people really need to understand that, and they don't get it in their minds. They just go on watching CNN or Clinton News Network or whatever they're doing. It's not good. They need to confess their faith. They need to give up their life because your life ain't shit. I'm being honest from my heart. Your life on this earth isn't much. Your soul is everything. If you want, think about this. Spend a whole eternity in hell. Eternity it's forever. It's forever. Do people want to spend eternity in hell because they didn't have any faith? I mean, that's my thing right now. Is trying to get people to understand that God is real, and so is Jesus, and all that. Because it's actually, I know in my heart it's real. And let me tell you, every day when I pray a lot. Every night I pray. Tomorrow is going to be a good day. Tomorrow is going to be a good day at work. It's going to be easy load. I'm going to have Tyler. Me and Tyler are going to work together tomorrow. Da da da. You know what happens? That happens. So you have to put positive energy, not negative. Everybody's all negative all the time. North Korea, the news. No, don't let the negative things bring you down. Put positive things into the environment that you're in. That way we can move forward with positive ideas and not negative. And so I say a lot of things that I mean online. I say what I say. I say it to the world. But that's true. So when you go being negative and putting those vibes out, what do you think is going to happen? Negative things. If you put positive vibes out and you're positive about it, usually positive things happen, especially if you say a prayer about it. God, please, let this go this way for me and be positive. And usually that happens. I mean, it's been happening for me like every day. So I think there's a lot to it, more than people realize. People need to do that. And then you have, things that we can't, it's out of our hands. We can't control everything. We can actually talk about it. We can put our armor of God on, man, and go to war. We can go to war. God never said not to do that. He said, put your armor, sell your linens, and put your armor of God on. Why did he say that? And buy a sword. So what he was telling you was to sell your clothes if you have to buy a sword, so that you can go to war if you have to. But we are this United States government is the terrorist. They're going and killing people, and for no goal, for whatever political gain or resources that they're trying to do. Now, which is wrong. I wouldn't. The only time I'm going to put my armor of God on, which is pretty much I try to every day, but if I have to fight, pure evil, which is these people that are believing in they rule everybody, and they can tell you what to do. Bullshit. So those people are going to end up in a bad place, maybe, unless they realize that they need to repent and ask the Lord for, please forgive me for my sins, because we're all sinners. We have to do that. And I hate to bring this out on, I hate to talk about this all the time, but I think it's one of the most important things above everything else. Even though there's so much to talk about, there's, all this stuff, it's crazy. But I think the most important thing is to let everybody know, to have faith, believe in Jesus Christ, put your heart in Him, because all this other stuff, it's going to happen, and it's going to be crazy. I mean, it's going to be nuts. So I don't know. What do you think about that? What?
Yeah, I mean,
Rambling,
it
right?
really does come down to this fine line where we have to. It's you got to get on the right side, and the people, and we don't want to see our humanity and our brethren and sisters get left behind on probably the most important part of our history going on here, when we've got the chance to really pull through and become liberated, and and the plan's working real well. I mean, yeah, literally it is up to the 3% of the awoken to and we got to take it a step farther, besides doing live streams in front of the courthouse, and I bless the hearts of the people that are doing that are making that hard stand, and you know how I feel about that. But it takes these people to like Andrea Olson Parker and these other people that are John Lamb, that are that are out there doing it, just putting the word out. But once again, I always go back to our redress of grievances, and even though they're not being heard in the physical, they're definitely being heard in the spiritual, because that is like a prayer. Like you're putting a prayer out to God, going, we have to get this done. And yeah, what today, I mean, it's just manifesting in the physical so hardcore at 333 North Las Vegas Boulevard for this last whole week, you know what I mean? And wow, to have it really manifesting now, and people not to see it, because it's happening behind such closed doors. Okay, now, and we're about solutions, right? Whenever we get
Right.
together, okay, we got to work on these solutions. And yeah, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, wow, I'm blown away. I mean, we're all blown away every day, right? Something new is coming up.
There's so much stuff, man, and it just doesn't even, people. I spend all my time doing that in my spare time. I spend looking into things, and and everybody else is trying to do the same thing, right? We're trying to find out what the truth is. We're after the truth, but it's such a hard thing to find, because there's so much deception out there. For me, to try to find it, it's like, all right, I'll find this. I know 9/11 was bullshit. I know they chemtrailed the skies. I mean, I found truths, that I can prove. Vaccines. I know about the GMOs. I know about, all that stuff. So you kind of gather all that information, and you know that stuff is real, and you can actually prove it. So those are the type of things that I try to present. Now, I do talk about, Jesus, stuff like that, which I can't prove to people. I wish I would pray they go read and do their own, investigation and discernment, and not take their own, discernment. But that's what they have to do. I'm just trying here to get them going down that road, where we see, what's happening. It's horrific. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. This thing with North Korea, all this stuff, it's nuts. Right? That's all propaganda, mostly. We're going to go to war. Yeah, they might go to war because they need to. It's not because we're under threat from them or anything. Just because they want to, create a new war. So just like Vietnam, everything else, we all are awake. Should know that. We don't need to go to war with nobody. Now, some of the other, stuff that people are talking about is, your secret bank account, which is probably real. I would bet, I would probably bet money on it, because why wouldn't they do that? They would easily use your name, your number, your social security number. That's why you're sold over. That's why there's, maritime law or and all that. And so they're you just put the dots together. It's not that hard to figure out that they're using you as a vessel because you're nothing but a vessel or a sheep or something to them, cattle. That's pretty much how the number, your social security number. I mean, people need to figure that out because that's a real huge issue. That's the biggest issue there is right now. People being rope free from being a number or a vessel or cattle. You're not. You're a human being. And we're all human beings. And the problem is, no matter where you come from, what you do, it doesn't make any difference. We're all human. So we're all human beings, right? But they want us to kill each other and have war and make all they do is make money off of each other. And so it's why, you know?
Yeah, unfortunately, the one saying that always comes back to me is when I was taught how to carve wood. The guy that taught me how to carve, he told me that you can't feed the rabid beast. It's going to come to your door, and you can't feed it. And I think there are major ways that we can learn how to swing back, and that's everyone knows that it's for me it's about having a garden and
That's the idea, man, right?
yeah,
Be
right.
self-sustainable is
Well,
what
yeah,
I
and
would.
it comes down to like who's got what knowledge to share. Like just by one of those videos that you sent me of your garden taught me a couple of tricks, and then me being able to try to share my ideas about the structured water and how to make your own unit.
Right, and that's a good idea. And
Yeah, because
Cameron's
I'm
like,
telling
yeah,
you,
I'll
it
listen to
is
that.
it is cutting any of because we've had rain here, and you can just tell like there's a film on top of the leaves of your garden, and that's what keeps them from breathing. So you gotta be able to cut that film, whatever it is, off of those leaves so your garden can breathe, and the structured water unit is just cutting right through it.
And what's that
So
from?
Neil's
Probably,
oh, it's
it's
from chemtrails. It's from um
chemtrail.
acid rain. It's from I mean,
Chemtrail.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, and by the
Geoengineering.
way, Tom, we're getting word in the chat. You're still feeding back pretty good. You got a pretty good echo going. Um, yeah. But
Anyway,
anyways,
that's crazy.
yeah. I mean, there's so many ways that we can come up with solutions when like someone is trying to shut us down. There's so many solutions out there to make sure that we prosper and keep going. And without having ideas and bringing ideas to the table and solutions in a in a community forum, even like 777 said in the chat, it's got to start at home, man. Everything's got to start at home. And it really is. I'm really seeing some serious things around me as far as people going backwards and people going forwards.
Absolutely. I just totally understand that they're making it hard, man, for us to do anything. We can't even hardly talk without, some kind of problem or interruption. I mean, they're messing with everything earlier. I don't know where Linda is, what happened to her, but they're really messing with stuff, and it's not a joke. It's real. People are like, "Oh, it's just you're losing your mind." No, I'm not. Look what's happening. We're witnessing it for ourselves. you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, once again, as humanitarians and God loving people, we just don't want to see people get hurt and trying to protect humanity in a sense. And you know, oh my gosh, I really think it's going to come down to it to where, I mean, people are going to be bumping into street lights with their phone in their hand like a robot going out of control. And it's going to be up to us to go up and slap their phone out of their hand and either crush it without getting assault charges and you know what I mean, property damage charges, and to wake somebody up, because literally it's gonna take that. It's gonna take of physical contact to get through to people that need to.
That's what I worry about.
Well, I mean,
possible civil war. People talk about it, about possible civil war. Well, we had a civil war before. Now, that's why there's nothing new under the sun. For one thing, it's nothing new under the sun. It's already happened before. But and same thing with biblical aspects of what's happening in our time right now. It's biblical too. I put it there because of technology, CERN, all the shit. Okay, it's a lot of stuff. So, but what happened before is kind of like where we're going now. So there's nothing new under the sun. It's already happened before. It's going to happen again. And the way I believe, that's my belief, is that it's going to happen again. It's cycles. We are now at the point where we're doing artificial intelligence. Facebook has artificial intelligence that are communicating in their own language.
That's amazing to me.
So
because I love studying binary code, and I've just seen it. We're there. It's like we're there.
It's all there. So, but when you let that go, you can't. All right, if you let artificial intelligence communicate with itself, pretty much from computer to computer or whatever, and they're talking to each other, and we can't figure out what they're doing, that's not a good thing. It's not good. So that's where we have to, go, hey, and they shut it down, but still, who's at the hands of this shit? You know what I mean? Well, Lucifer is. He's at the hands of it all. It's all going to lead up to deception. And when you start to see, things in the sky or whatever, that's going to be telling you right there, Project Bluebeam, that's going to be the deception. Aliens, they call aliens. It's not them. It's not aliens. It's them. And not only is it them, there's demons. They're not aliens. Everybody says, oh, they're aliens from outer space. They're not. But
Tom, let's walk through that timeline that we were talking about earlier, Kay. So we've got the news, and I've been watching Coin 6 out of Portland and KSL out of Salt Lake City. They're two good, sizable, comparable cities on the way they're set up and established, especially through the media. The way they're coddled. Okay, I'm sorry, but the way the media coddles the people. We've got a serious scenario coming up with this eclipse as far as as far as the way the fake news is putting out there that we're going for grid shutdown. They're prepping for grid shutdown.
Yeah, I know. They're doing it now. They got a drill. Wait.
Yeah.
The drill may go live.
Yeah, it may at any time.
Yeah, it could. You know, because they're doing a drill about the grid down scenario. Well,
yeah.
You know, we're vulnerable. God, no shit. They've been saying that forever. And Jen Napolitano said that before she stepped down. You know, so go look that up. And she said,
acclamation. So by the time we get here and everyone's like, we're going grid down because of an eclipse, right? Everybody's like, yeah, right. Okay. See how acclamation works.
Well, shit, yeah.
To be able to slip something in right there.
She told everybody, she told the world that there will be a great, and it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. That's what she said. So Jen Napolitano said that. Look it up. So anybody can, you know, go and check, fact check that, because that's what she did. And she said it on live air on whatever channel, I don't know, where I saw it. But, you know, so it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. She said it, and I believe that. Because she gave a tidbit of information away. Only a tidbit. Just enough, you know, to let everybody know, hey, well, anybody's awake or paying attention, that, hey, this is going to happen. So you better be prepared. Why did they have, the Deagle report? Why did they have these reports of we're like lose 90% of our population, over so many years? What the hell is that? And that's been going on for years. I've been following this for a long time. And what does that mean? Do they know something we don't know? Because they're saying 90% of the population will be gone by 2030, 24. It's going to be around, there, 2030 to 2030. They're working on this. They want that to go on. They want it to happen.
Yeah, it sure does seem that way. And once again, I tell the story about what happened to me when I woke up and saw this crazy movie on TV that was 9/11, and and I saw it happen, and I'm like, what movie you watching? To my roommate, and he's like, no, dude, that's live. That's in New York. And I'm like, what? And it got me to empty out my bank account for survival supplies. And there's a fine line between going and spending your money out of fear because you're like, holy cow, this just happened, and going and just kind of finalizing your prep. And so you will see that, like where I was at with 9/11, if something were to happen around this eclipse to where, people do start freaking out, they're going to be prepping, not finalizing their prep. And yeah, I mean, that's all it's going to take. It's all it's going to take. I mean, either we are going to see some action upon our land, or we're going to stimulate the economy, especially before it resets, if that's the case.
Yeah. Well, we have to realize that we're going to either beat this system or not. There's something going to happen. Either we're going to win or we're going to lose. And so we have to win if we want to have the chance at me. See, I'm going to win anyway, but it's okay for me. But in my heart, but I want to win for our children. I want to win for humanity. I want,
Yeah.
those things to happen. I want a change. I want, something positive, so that, children that are growing up today, that are like my kids, they're not my kids, but they're my kids, and they're in their mid, 23, so they're in that age. I want them to, they're all confused. They don't even know what to do. Of course not, because there's everything that's put out there that's not real. It's all garbage. A lot of, almost all of it is garbage. Just stop listening to this propaganda. And it's just like the war with North Korea. That's propaganda, man. Tell
Yeah, and we were supposed to fit Guam into that timeline there with our eclipse.
them, man, it's just propaganda. Look, man, that's all it is. It's a fucking joke, and they just play people's minds into believing this stuff. So you're paying attention to something you shouldn't, and what you should be paying attention to is the Lord, and that's the truth. But yeah, no one's people aren't going to tell you that. They're just like, oh, check out what's going on. The world's going to end tomorrow. We're going to have nuclear war. You know what? You can take that BS and shove it down. Yeah, I'm not going to listen to that. And not only that, if they want to do something like that and go and kill a bunch of people, you think everybody's going to be just fine with that? No. We're not going to North Korea. We're not going to kill a bunch of North Koreans, like they say. It's not going to go down like that. Trust me. Now, I want people to remember what I said. And this is going down, right? Because this is history. This is going down in the records. It's not going to be what people think it is. It never, any war we've ever been in has never been what you thought it was. And why we did it. Why you go to war. Why we go off to war. So you wake up and realize that's nothing to do with any of that. I'm not sending my kids off to war. They won't go off to war because they know better. So for everybody else who needs to listen and understand this stuff, patriotic people, okay? Now, I'm not saying there's not patriotic. I'll fight for the right reasons. I will put my life on the line. I'll die. Not a problem. For the right reasons. Not for the wrong reasons, for the right reasons. Now, people will fight, for just, like I said, over stupid reasons, wrong reasons. I will fight to preserve humanity itself. That's what we have to do. We have to forget about, all the other bull crap stuff you see. You put that in your mind. Just forget about it. Put it all in your mind as humanity. So people aren't going to actually do that because they don't have a grasp on, those type of things. Like humanity itself is more important than anything else. You look around, you go, my fellow brother, I'm gonna take care of them, and I wanna make sure they're fed, and people don't do that anymore. They don't care. They'll run your ass over. If you get out on the street, you're done. They're just gonna run you over, and they don't even. They'll look in the rearview mirror and go, ran that bitch over. That's how people think. It's sad, but it's true. And so everybody needs to realize that. Wake up. Think about your fellow man. Think about your family first, and then your fellow man. Who's around you? Who can you trust? That's a big question. Who can you trust? So, to help protect me, I there's not many people I would trust at all. I don't really know anybody that actually. Well, yes, I do. There's a few people that I could actually trust to actually do something to help protect my life. We need to get to where we're awake and understanding that we are being passed over by these people. We have to fight back. We can't just sit around doing nothing. I'm doing nothing by not really getting out there. But hey, I'm trying to tell you, everybody, you know, we're being screwed, and we need to wake up to it and make a difference. We have to. Or nothing's going to change. It's all going to stay the same. You're going to keep getting robbed, keep getting stolen from. You know, the IRS, the Federal Reserve, everything else. It's all bullshit. I'm rambling. I'm ranting. But, you know, if Aaron wants to say something or whatever, you know, I love other people's opinions. That's why I want to have.
Well, we all kind of have the same idea as far as the inevitable happening, as far as the time when the time comes that we need to try to figure out how we can come together, because there's, I mean, just like, you know, K Smalls was saying, is we're all kind of on the same wavelength. And I've you know that, you know, about some of the things that I've written about and kind of planned. I wrote a new plan, kind of like what I did for Standing Rock. I wrote a plan for the veterans to go in at Standing Rock called Operation Sturgis. I don't know if anybody, you guys know about that, but I wrote up a new one, which is a plan called Operation Halfway, and second stage is Yukon, and and that's, you know, that's what we have to do is come up with these plans. What are we going to do in this scenario? What are we going to do in that scenario? And Operation Halfway is basically where country and our side of the country meets halfway, and it depends on where things are popping off, either that side of the country or this side of the country. It depends on which way the mass goes, and I'll let you in more on that. It's been written, it's been planned out, it's been put out there, but you know, and I think we've talked about this type of stuff before, and you know, there's reason to come up with these plans to meet halfway or whatever it's going to take. You know what I mean? Depending on which side of the country. But I really think part of our timeline here is that we are surrounded. We're about to be invaded on all sides. And yeah, we've got Spain, the you know, and the other places throughout the world show us what could be possible here. And you know, Spain's borders were overran, I think, yesterday. They're talking about Canada's borders now. And this is what we need to keep our eyes on as Americans. And it really is coming down to where Americans need to protect our own border. Our government is broken. Our funding has been hijacked in a sense, to be used against us. And so it really does come down for people like us to inspire those that want to sit on the border. And there already is. There's a great crew, big crew of people that watches our borders down in Mexico. The mountain man militia or something like that. I'd have to look that up. That's an important group. and they literally they're retired people that sit down on the border with binoculars and they watch and they hold the border patrol accountable. Because if they're, if border patrol is not around and there's an open spot and people are coming through in waves, it's going to take us to call and hold the border patrol accountable and say, get here. I don't, we do need better security details on our borders. But it's like it's already been way over infiltrated. I mean, just the amount of people that were brought in through 9/11, through the entire distraction of 9/11, not distraction, but it really was 9/11 was used as a distraction to bring in, I believe, this is my opinion, that there were planefuls of of people that are from the Middle East that were here to set up jihad back in the Bush era, the Junior era. They were let in, they were brought in to get set up, and we're really seeing the boil up of that now. And it's like, are we gonna have to, are we gonna have to take arms? And that's where we're leading up to. We don't want to get there. I don't want to see it get there. And that's why we're doing this. The live streams might be going away. All these things, our communications grid down could be going away, but we're still documenting. But it's like we really need to plan together on how to communicate secondary communications besides cell phone and ham radio. And I really do think that, like, even if there is a grid down scenario, there's still going to be ways. I mean, there's still, like, the elite are not going to let their cell phones go down. I'm sorry. So it's just getting to those areas where there might be an active signal to be able to send out a message some way or another. But it's like, and we've seen in the movies and through basically, movies and war movies, how to strategically try to communicate when your comms are down. You keep trying. You keep, and a lot of this stuff on Netflix and Amazon that you can watch and AMC, this is all predictive programming to get us used to the idea of being overran, of being in a grid down situation. And me, myself, and a lot of other people, we're ready. We're ready. Tom, I know you're ready. I know everybody that's watching and in the chat's ready. We're trying our best not to get there. Tom, still. Tom's muted.
There, I'm unmuted. No, I totally agree with what you said. I think it's going to be, a situation where we know what's coming. We know what's coming. It's just a matter of time before it happens. And a lot of people are going to die. And that's why all the predictions, Eagle report, and blah, 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 that's why it's all that geared that way. So, because they know a lot of people are going to lose their lives here if we don't. If they take our grid down, we're not. It's going to take a long time to get back up, and we're not going to be able to survive. So that's the truth of the matter. But whatever. If they want to do that, go ahead. I've been without power. I can survive. Now, I can. Country boy can survive, and that's what they're not. So I will be able to make it do that. But most people won't. Cities go dark. They're done. All those people are done. They're not going to make it out of it. It's sad, but look at Georgia Guidance. Look at what they're predicting that, and they're projecting, projecting, and so we need to realize that. I don't think it's something that anybody should talk about loosely about because it's for real. They're not playing around. They don't want humanity. They don't want all these people. Okay? Now they're gonna. If you ever go out on the roadway, see how many people are out there, and you're dealing with it. And sometimes I'm thinking, well, maybe they're right. There's too many people. There's people everywhere. Well, that can be fixed without uh, doing what they want. So my plan would be a lot better as far as humanitarian effort would be concerned, because I don't want to kill everybody. I want to, keep the My personal thinking about that would be to keep the population, um, to where it's not over exploding. That's what's bad. Too many people, too much resources being used, blah blah blah. We have to keep the truth. That is true, and people do that. And I don't want it to be a problem, overusing anything. But the problem is they won't release the technology that they have, which would curb all that. There would be no problem if they just would let stuff go that they have. We don't need fossil fuel. Let's say we got to have fossil fuel. No, we don't. It's been proven a long time that we don't.
Right. Yeah, and I think we're just getting to the point where that bubble up, the bubble over, we're not draining the swamp. We're like over boiling over here. It's just bubbling over. And yeah, I really do think we're getting to that time and age to where we're gonna have to go to it. And that's gonna be part of our reset.
Yep. Look, well, we got to reset it in the right way. We can't. They're
Absolutely,
all talking
yeah.
about the New World Order, blah blah blah. Everywhere you look at, they talk about the New World Order, what they want to do. No, I don't want a part of that. I want a part of just getting back to humanity. Getting back to being a good person to your fellow neighbor. That's the stuff that needs to be done. But they're not doing that. They don't care. They just want to get that global reset done. Where we're all slaves. They want to go digital. They don't want cash. They don't want. They're doing all this stuff. So, chipping people, all this stuff is happening now, and people aren't realizing it.
Well,
That's
seen
the
in
problem.
strategically, yeah, and strategically, it's like they're a bunch of boneheads and they're behind schedule and they're making these drastic moves that are so obvious now.
Right.
It's like,
Trying to
and it's because they don't care. They're behind the gun, they're behind the timeline. And for the whole plan to work out miraculously in one big picture or piece, no, you don't force art like that. Okay. If you're gonna do a reset,
the idea is
all right,
not going
and
to work.
that's exactly what they're going for is a reset.
Look, they're trying to reset your new world order. They want a new world order. They tell you every day that that's what they want all the time. I can prove all that.
I'm on the same page with you there. Yeah.
Right? They want a new world order. So they want to be in control of it. So no, you're not doing that. You're not. In my opinion, you're not doing it. Okay, you're not going to tell me that okay, we're going to start a new world order, and this every nation has to follow blah blah blah. That's what they're trying to do, and they've been doing this for years. And you know what the problem is? Is that people are willing to go and die. And God bless them. Those people that went out there and did that, these criminals, put our there's no need for that. There's no need to put people in harm's way, right? Our guys. There's no need for that.
100%. Yeah.
There's no need, and they just do it
Yep.
because they're making money off it. So people, that's what happens. We have to understand that, and we have to go back to the beginning of our country and understand where we are and how we've gotten where we are in our country and what's happened. It's not the leaders of our country necessarily. It hasn't been. It's been people outside of that have actually dictated what we were going to do. And even in World War II, World War One, whatever, in Vietnam, I can go on and on and on. Everybody needs to understand that. Talking needs it's all a bunch of bullshit, and it was all to get us to go to war, and so that we lost how many people? How many people did we lose between those wars? You know, that were good American people that fought for their country. They lost and died and didn't get to live life for what? For what? They lost everything. For who? So that someone could make some money? See, that's basically what's happened. And that's hard truth, but nobody wants to listen to hard truth. They want to listen to, oh, everything's great. The Bible is good. God can save you. Yeah, He will if you believe in Him. But there's a lot of other stuff going on out there that people aren't. You know, they're not comprehending that stuff. So that's where we get in trouble. We have to comprehend the reality of what happened before, what's happened before, where we are now. We have to understand this stuff. If we don't put, I personally believe the biblical aspect of this is huge. It's absolutely a part of what's going on. It's not a lie, and I totally believe that in my heart. But see, other people may not, and they may take it a different way. They may not believe what I'm saying. They may not believe in the Lord. They may not believe in anything. So, there you go. All I'm trying to do is reach out to people that I know may have belief in their heart of Jesus Christ. And if they can find that and believe it and let the Holy Spirit come into their life, then I'm happy. I've done everything I need to do. It's all I need. I don't need to convince anybody that what happened to the Hammonds are wrong and all that stuff, which we know it is, and blah blah blah, right? We know it's all criminal. The government's corrupt. We know that. But what we have to do is we have to put positive things, positive energy towards our objectives, which is to beat the negative. We have to do that. Otherwise, it's over. Might as well forget it. You're done.
That's by sitting tall in the saddle and putting your good foot forward first. Right?
Right. That's what you do. You don't go negative. You go positive.
Yeah.
Don't be negative. See, that's my advice to everybody that's listening. Don't be a negative person. Be positive. Because when you're positive, things will work in a way like you wouldn't believe. Like, wow, this really does. I pray to, every single day that my tomorrow will be a good day. And it'll be a positive day. And I'll get through and it'll be early and it'll be easy. And it won't be bad. It'll be nothing. And guess what? When I do that, I'm telling you, that's what it is. The next day is like that. It's exactly what I prayed. I prayed to ride with a certain person. It happens. I pray that, bam, bam, that happens. So then it's like, we have a great day. It's easy, just like I prayed for. You have to have faith, though. You have to believe. If you don't believe, then it's not going to work. You're not gonna get anywhere. You're going to be out of touch. But I believe, you know what? And because of me believing and not even thinking about it, it actually makes a difference.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I've seen it firsthand too, where yeah, when you're beat down, it's like you're gonna get beaten down. And but it just becomes so humbling for me when I think about these men that are behind behind bars that shouldn't be there. And that's what keeps me humble and trying to fight the good fight, especially for them. But yeah, because they're being literally blocked off from light, like like they are caged veal, and that is just not that's inhumane. And
That's
so
what it
yeah,
is.
these men that are been taken from us are constantly in my prayers, and I think that's where we can focus some of our humanity. And what, we've got just such a huge population of good men that are imprisoned, um that they're literally, our leaders are taken out, our leaders have been taken out.
So I understand exactly what you're saying, and I understand all that, and I believe it. And that's where we're at. We're like two peas, in a pod in a sense. We understand each other. So you gotta understand.
Yeah, yeah,
They've taken these people without any anything really to condemn them and use them to make this image out of it. They've used it to make this message like, okay, if you want to do this, this is what we're gonna do. And that's what they've done. And they'll continue to do this. And it's gonna happen. It's happening now. And in Nevada, this shit is crazy. What's going on in the court system. Okay, that's nuts right there. That's a bad enough thing already. Now, I want to love to see it
that's
be
exactly where
changed.
I'm at.
I'd love to see it be changed, but they're not going to change it. They're going to keep on going with their bull. They're a bunch of criminals. They're criminals. Even the judges, the lawyers, they're all a bunch of hacks. They're working for the system, and they're killing us on everything we want to try to do that's righteous. And so it's a sad state of affairs. It really is. And they're not stopping. We're going to continue with their BS. And, I'm just going to have to go, well, that's BS. Look at that. It's just bogus. And it's sad. But we're just going to have to face those realities as human beings. We're going to have to. And we have to do it together. We can't be sitting here criticizing each other or anything like that. Too many people do that. And we need to just get together and say, hey, forget about that. Do you want to really think about that? Or do you want to think about humanity itself, fixing itself? Do you want to get on the right side? Do you want to do the right thing? Do you want to believe in what's righteous, um, and, and make a difference in the world? Also, that's what we have to do. We have to do that. And there's not a lot of people that are willing to do that, and it always gets shut down. So, yeah, all my stuff has been shut down so far. I can't believe it's still going. They already shut it all down.
Yeah, well, and the more we put it to the test, and do our live streams just to keep it active, it seems like that's what works. And it's like it really is up to us to be put in the test tube to figure this stuff out, to keep these communications and this
Yeah,
documenting
because
going.
they want us. They don't want us to talk.
Oh,
Obviously,
it's all just a big game of submission. That's all it is.
they don't want us to talk because they're already shutting this shit down. They were a minute ago. I had to do all this stuff over and over again just to keep this try to bring up a live stream.
Yeah.
I've never had to do all that before. That was a pain in the ass, but because they don't want me and you talking properly, and they mention Linda, or whatever. They're like nope, that's bullshit.
Nope.
So they whoever Google or whoever is not wanting to let us broadcast. So we're broadcasting
Absolutely.
now, but it's just like they tried to stick it to us at first, or at least for me. I was like, there's no reason why this should be happening, but it was. Now we're going because they probably gave up. I was more persistent than they. I kept trying. I mean, they're like, but
Well, and you see, and that's what I figured out is they try to mess with you and get you discouraged. See if they can trigger you. See, and that's what's been so interesting lately is that opposition has been trying to trigger. They're proud. Oh, we triggered this guy. Really? You trying to go around and just trigger people now, are you? Uh-huh.
exactly. Well, they're gonna try to do whatever they can do to get you on board with their system. But what I did, what I've always done, is tried to ignore this shit. I really have. And I know my dog and the house, but there's a lot of confusion about a lot of things, and people go down rabbit holes. You know, I've done it too. I do it all the time. I go down a rabbit hole, once in a while. About think about it. Think about what your money is, your situation. Look into Harvey Gann and all that stuff. Look into those things. That's some real stuff. I mean, no one wants to look into it, but you probably do have an account, with the Federal Reserve, because the Federal Reserve is not federal; it's a freaking private entity. So they're taking your ass name and wealth and worth, whatever you're worth, and they're using it to make money. And that's a whole other show talk, you know? So, but we can go all down them rabbit holes, and that's where they are. And they're full of shit most of the time, but you can go down any of those rabbit holes and understand, hey, the world is a crazy place. It's absolutely insane. So you just have to understand, to have faith in Jesus. That's what you have to do. There's no other really thing that you have to do. So everybody out there, that's the best thing you ever do is just believe in Jesus Christ. That he died and he did raise from the dead. And he showed unto the disciples the holes in his hands. And he proved that he died and came back. And he went to hell and conquered hell for all our sins. That's what people need to believe. They don't. I'm not saying listen to me, I'm wrong, or if you don't believe me, I hate you, nothing like that. What I believe is that's what I believe. So I believe what he did was save us, and I think we're headed for another major problem here really soon. Most people aren't going to even see it coming. But there's God's going to fix it because they're already doing all this higher artificial intelligence, transhumanism, all this stuff they're doing with DNA and stuff. Yeah, it's just what he did before. That's why he flooded the earth. I mean, connect the dots because he had to get rid of that. And he tried to get rid of the giants too, but they actually made it. They made it through. A few of them did, and it talks about that in Revelations. But people need to actually do their own due diligence and their own research into those things so they can understand. There's a lot.
Yeah, that's one thing I can completely agree with is doing that due diligence and putting in your own time and your own beliefs and doing the research for yourself on for your questions.
Absolutely. Yeah, you have to. I question everything, so I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna search that, try to find my truth on that subject or that topic. And so I think that again, that there's a lot of information that people aren't receiving because they won't accept Jesus. See, there's a lot that will come through into your mind if you just accept that. It's so simple, but people won't do it because it's like, oh no, Jesus ain't real. Jesus was never real, and they just never accept it. The truth is, when you accept that, it totally changes your life. It does. It changed my life completely. Immediately, it was like, wow. All right, I just accepted him into my heart, and then knew, all right, he died. All right, he did it for all sin, and then he rose. So, see, and showed proof that he was, you know, God. You know, he showed that. Actually, it was God's son, but it was God. It was God in the flesh. Showed it. His holes in his hands, and showed them that he. So that's what it says. Now, whether that's true or not, I can't be 100% positive, but I believe in that. I believe that that is true because look at the world. Think about it. Everybody, you have to really use your mind. People don't use their minds at all. They're just a bunch of dumb sheep, and then that's what killed everybody. And they don't have an idea about what's really going on. It's biblical, and anybody who's like sitting around going, just another day. When the football game's coming on. Well, they're the ones losing. They're the ones losing because they don't have the idea of actual what Jesus did and stuff like that to save them from their sin and all the other things right there that he did when he gave up his life for and went to hell, conquered hell, and came back. That's what it says. So if you read the Bible, which most people don't do, there's a lot of interesting parts of what it says that are incredible. I mean, it's like it just nails it. It's like, wow. You're just the Bible is so wow, and so incredibly accurate. You know what I mean? So you look at it, it's like, wow, that's so real, it's so true. How can it be wrong? I mean, I questioned it all my life, and now I'm like, wow, holy crap, that's real. This thing's telling me the truth. You know what I mean? It's just showing me what's gonna happen. And so it's an amazing fact about the Bible itself, of what it does say, and where it goes, and how, and everything else. But so that's awesome. It's really, really awesome how the Bible works. Um, A lot of people don't understand that, and I don't think you ever will. But that's okay, because it's okay if you don't understand. It's just I want more people to understand that, because if they read that stuff and they actually apply it to their life, then they will actually see that it's real. It absolutely is real. So, so that's all I'm saying. I just wanted people to be blessed by that. Be blessed by the Bible. Be blessed by the knowledge of it, what it says. It's amazing. I'm still, you know, still messing around with all that stuff, but I love it, and I love the Bible. I love what it says. It's a great message if you read it and you understand it. A lot of people will not, but there will be a lot of people that do, and those are the people that I hope they could reach. That they're going to see that and understand. Hey, this is real, man. This is real testimony. That's what we need to look at. Testimony of Jesus. When he told everything he said, look at what he said, and then comprehend it, and then think about where we are now. So that's what people need. I believe. I'm no genius, no whatever. But I just want people to think about that and try to think about how they're gonna fix this.
Yeah, once again, we're on the same page with that. We're supposed to just, and that blind faith is so tough as a pessimist, would say, right? That blind faith, you're going to get attacked for blindly following, but that's what the message is all about. And me, the same thing. My whole life, you ask questions and you're asking questions, and but finally things that come into fruition because you just stop asking the questions, and then all of a sudden things come into fruition when you're on the flow, when you're on the path,
right,
doing your thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Exactly. That's exactly what happened. So I might lose out for a minute, but we're really on we're on the path of truth, and it's really truthful about what happens with us, because we're laid back. I'm a laid back person, man. I don't do anything. I want to know what's going on though in the world, and so I'm just trying to put that, trying to figure out what the hell is going on, and I'm doing that. And so we have a pretty good following or relationship or whatever of people who want to do that. They want to figure out what's going on. They want to make it right. They don't want to be on the wrong path, heading down the wrong road. They want to go down the right road. Hey, turn right, man. That's the road right there. We need to go on. Go that way. Forget that way, because that's bad. Let's take a right and let's go down that road. And I think we're getting there. We're getting there close, closer and closer. But it's just a matter of people like me and you coming together. That's what it is. We need more people. We don't have any people, really, hardly, to come together. How many people we have? 2 people watching this stuff right now?
Yeah, we got people coming in and out, but it's for later
We
too.
need hundreds of people. We need hundreds. We need thousands. We need people to realize that there's value to us, and what they've done is stolen from us, and we need to fix that.
Yeah. stole it upon our own back.
We need to fix that.
Taking, yeah, yeah, yeah. We really are. We've been building and building and building and building for, seems like, other people. And where do you cut the line? You know, where do you cut that line? And that's just some tough stuff. But it really is. I mean, there's just so many people out there, and I don't like using this analogy, but it really is like the baby birds, their beaks wide open, screaming, "Mama, mama, feed me!" And it's like, I can't feed you anymore, you know. And yeah, it's some tough stuff. And where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line?
That's really tough stuff. And you know, where do you draw the line? Yeah, where do you do that? You know, where do you say enough is enough? Well, enough is
But
enough. Is bullshit to me.
see, and I think that's why I just do love Jesus, is because from there we can lay it upon his hands, and we've redressed our grievances to him, and that's what needs to be done. That's what. But it's once again that blind faith. You don't want to just lay it in your hand, in somebody else's hands, and go, okay, take care of it. Once again, we're kind of stuck in the middle here, and trying to break through. Yeah, that's where you go out and piddle in the garden, dude. That's where you go out and piddle in the garden.
Yeah, I'm gonna set it all up again. You know, I have a nice garden. I'll try to, do my thing. Um, you know, it's one of the things you do. But I really believe that everybody belongs to each other. So it's like not a really big deal. You know, everybody's all upset about things. Oh no, well, no. Yeah, I know it's upsetting, but think about it. We all belong to each other. So the ones that here are going to be left. Okay, after he takes up, see, they're not. They're going to be the ones that do something. Trust me. It's going to be nukes or whatever. It's not going to be the people like me. It's going to be them, and they're going to kill a bunch of people, and they might kill all of us. It's very possible. They might kill almost all of us, and we don't even know it, and we're gone because they don't want. They want one world society. They want one world government. They want lesser population. So what they're going to do is kill a bunch of people. Probably. So I mean that's what I see. So we're going to be limited down to a bunch of nobodies. And if anybody's left, because see, I might even be left. I'm going to be saying, hey, what's up, man? Let's go small because I'm a conservative type of person. Go be conservative. That's what I'm doing. What I would like to be is conservative. Solar power, have wind, air, get it right, get a really good setup so that I'm okay. But I don't believe they're not going to do that. They're going to blow shit up. I bet you they will blow shit up. And they'll do, but they're, you know, World War Three, they're going to start something. They will, just for money.
Well, and I just think we've got to take advantage of that situation to be able to reset, like you said, to be able to go to solar. And yeah, we don't want to see people perish. It's repent or perish right now.
That's it. You repent or perish. Yeah, that's about right. So you got it right. So that's about what's going to happen. You either get right or you're out. And you have to like figure out what you're gonna do here. So you're gonna make a choice. You have to make a choice of what you want to do. I want to stay, here for now, but I know the answer to the other side. So kind of weird. I don't
It is weird. It's like trying to go into uncharted territory, and yeah,
Yeah,
it's just that's where our connection is the most important with your family, and then the connection that we're trying to make by doing this. And they're trying to do everything to make us stop.
absolutely they are. Yep, they're messing around with all the shit. They've been since the beginning of this, since I started
Yep.
trying to do a show. They don't want me
It's
to
just
do a show.
I mean, it's just proof. It's just proof that to keep going.
No,
Oh, buddy.
it's a, they don't want me to tell you or tell anybody out there anything about what they're really doing. They hate the truth. They can't
Yeah.
stand it. I tell the truth, I'm blocked. My live stream on Word, everything was messed up completely. So yeah, of course they're doing that on purpose. Not, gonna let me have my channel. Not gonna let me speak out. Because they're like, oh, wait a minute, can't let someone say something like that. What I was trying to say, was about humanity. But see, they're not gonna let that happen. They don't want that to happen. So I'm trying to, and it will. It'll get out, eventually or whatever. And you know what? Eventually, everybody will see that too. And I've been trying to tell everybody, hey, it's coming. You're not going to get away from this. It's, there's no hiding it. You're going to have to deal with it. We're going to all have to deal with it. We will. But we can deal with it and not be in a city or not be in a place where we're really at. So that's going to make a difference. It's going to make a chance for us to actually be able to do something about it. We're not totally effed over. So if you're in a big city, you're going to have problems. You're going to. And if you're in a more rural area, you're going to have a better chance of survival. You're going to be able to, think about your garden. You're going to be able to do this, do that. So for anybody who's living in a big city, forget it. It's not good. What's coming is not good for you, and you will be fighting it.
That's definitely what's been shown to us too, is that we've got with the refugee situation is they are going to the bigger cities.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they're going to go to the cities. Everybody's going to go to the cities, and then it's going to be a Gen 21, Gen 30. They're going to do what they want to do to get everybody in those cities, and that's the point. And so people aren't understanding that point. They want everybody in the cities, even the outsiders, so they can have full control. It's obvious. Wow. It's so obvious that it's unbelievable. But people do not see that. And so the obviousness of them bringing everybody in the cities, which they will continue to do, they want everybody to be in the cities. Get into the city. They're calling them to do that. Well, I'm calling people to get out. Get out.
Well, and that's what's going on too with some of our elected officials is now the questions are arising if these before these officials get elected if they know about the Agenda 21 and what their stance is on it. And
They
that's
probably don't,
definitely
but
that's definitely one way to help take accountability is make those those elected officials know that is aware of their stance on that. That's definitely one way to help try to take accountability in our elected officials.
I definitely, yeah. Just people need to wake up to that because they're not realizing how what the corruption of this system is so incredible that most people have no clue how bad it really ever is, and they're just like waiting around. Oh, it's gonna fix itself. No, it's not going to. So we're gonna have to fix it. So we're gonna have to actually expose that stuff and be honest about it and be, you know, outright. No one's not. Everybody's quiet about it. Man. Too much. Too much. Oh,
Yeah.
it's fine. No, nothing's fine. It's all bullshit. Don't anybody know about all this war shit? All right, we're going to war with Korea or North Korea. Really? Really? Come on. It's just
30, what is it? It's 20 million to over 300 million.
it's the same.
3 million there. Yeah.
So, well, really, what it is the same bullshit over and over. And so, it's just kind of like, all right, are you gonna believe that? No, I'm not. I don't believe the propaganda bullshit about what North Korea said. I did I hear it from their own voice? No. Did I hear it from fucking dictator? No. Did Did I hear that? No. So I'm not gonna sit here and go, oh, you can blow them people out of the water. That's stupid stuff. So it's just propaganda. That's all it is. It's a bunch of bullshit to convince people that they need to be scared because North Korea's got it's bullshit. That's all it is, and people believe that shit, and that's what's amazing to me. They believe it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You believe that shit? That's a fucking joke. Excuse my language, right? But it's a effing joke, and I mean, are you kidding me? Are you serious? Right now, you believe that? You believe that it's freaking, it's all a bunch of crap, man. It's all a bunch of freaking lies. It's bull. And everybody's buying that shit, and then they're gonna go to World War III, and the others are like, oh yeah, we're gonna kill North Korea because they got weapons of mass destruction. They're gonna take us. So no, come on, come on.
I agree with you to a certain extent. I mean, there's definitely going to be the forward advancement that we'll be able to see if that's what's going to happen, the escalation. But yeah, I mean, it sucks that there's nothing we can do until that first step has been taken. But that's America. That explains America down to the T there for a second, where we're trying to do the good thing. I think we are. The majority of us are trying to do a good thing, and but until somebody fires upon us, it's like we're the sitting duck. And
you're gonna do a false flag crawling.
Yeah.
We're under attack. Well, then they're gonna go ahead and shoot whatever they're going to do off from submarines or whatever, and then they're going to take them out, and then blah blah blah. Just like it said, just like General Petraeus said, 7 countries in 7 years. Well, guess what? It didn't work out for 7 years, but it worked out for 7 countries. And guess what? The last country is Iran. The country that he mentioned prior to Iran was North Korea. So go. That's where people are absolutely ignorant because he told you exactly what was going to happen prior to it happening. And now we did the same exact thing that he told us about the 7 countries in 7 years. Now, it didn't happen in 7 years. It's taken longer, but they're still on the same program. They're still on the same directive. They're still going down the same path. That's what people need to understand. They won't, because they won't listen to that and put that into their mind. Hey, he said that we're going to go to war with 7 countries in 7 years, ending in Iran. Okay? But if you go back and listen to it, it was North Korea was just before Iran. So what's going to happen? Are we going to go to war with Iran and then North Korea? Because or North Korea and then Iran, I'm sorry. That's exactly what he said. So let's go back to that and weigh that in your mind. Think about that. No one will.
I just think for us to be overran and overtaken, it's going to take it's going to be a hit from all sides and from within.
Well, sure.
I mean, that is one, but the synchronicity, see, without the synchronicity, even though they're saying, 7, right, in 7 years, it doesn't mean it's going to be one at a time. It basically, the only way that we can be taken down is for everyone to gang up on us. And there's got to be synchronicity, but that's where God's work comes in. Is that synchronicity? If it's not in the righteous, they're going to fumble. They're going to fumble the ball.
They won't. Not in the righteous. They won't.
No, exactly. No, exactly. So once again, here we are, the only people that are almost, in the biggest force in the world, standing here with our weapons going, are you coming or what? Right? Are you coming or what?
Absolutely.
But it's that type of mentality to where we've taken that stance, but it's like, when do you get to disarm and take a break? And we're not. But that's the whole big plan. For some reason, is you don't set your armor down. You don't set your arms down. It's like the whole plan not the big plan, but the plan of like the elite is to catch us when we're sleeping, and that's the only way they can work. Yes.
Well, that's probably true. It's the way they operate. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I know they're out there and they're trying to manipulate everything that we think about and we see.
Yeah.
We do. Everything's being manipulated by them, and they want to continue to do that because we're not going to be able to wake up. That's our thing. But we need to wake up as humanity ourselves. Have to wake up. Because if we don't wake up soon, it's over. It's over. They're not. They already won. They've won at this point. So we need to like really. There's no way we. No way we can take over completely unless we fix some of the problems we already have. We have to fix that. We have to fix our systems, how we operate. And when we do that, then we can actually make a difference. And it'll be a huge difference. And people will wake up to it. And they will actually realize, hey, there's something to all this stuff people are saying. They're not a bunch of crazy conspiracy theorists. No, they have validity to it. They're saying. So we really need to do that. But we have to wake people up. That's the goal. That's my goal. Wake them up. Get them right. Wake them up. Maybe they'll get right with the Lord. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll just wake up to, the realities that we face. I don't know. So my goal is, though, that's my goal, and I'm just gonna keep going down that road.
Well, and I think that and yes, I agree with what you're saying, but I don't believe it's our job to wake people up. It's our job to be there for them when they do wake up.
Yeah, true. Oh, yeah.
And that's what I've been taught, is that we can't wake anybody up, but you can definitely lead the horse to water. And even okay, so my animals, you can tell when you're out hiking and they need water, but they're not going to drink water. Well, you still give them a splash around their nose and their mouth, right? You can still feed them with your hand, in a sense, like, here, know you need this. It's not a matter of trying to feed somebody a blue pill or a red pill, right? It's a matter of, here, this is the offering. This is what's available. We know you need it. Please just go towards the water. Don't worry about taking a pill. I guess everything with me kind of resorts back to water, but you know what I'm saying. It's up to us to not. We're planting the seeds, but you're not supposed to. It's not up to us to wake anybody up. It's up to us to be there for when they do come about. And they got questions. There's going to be a lot of questions. I mean, there already is. I mean, I've had, a few months ago, I've had family finally starting to ask questions because they're starting to feel the tight pinch, when they've been settled fairly well, let's put it that way. You know what I mean? And now they're really starting to feel, oh, something's going on here. Yeah. And that's where that's when I'm sitting in front of them. They're like, looking at me like, what's going on? Well, I've been trying to tell you guys forever. Ever since I've been enlisted, there's some serious stuff going on that no one's supposed to know about. And it's either right then and there, and I could see it, basically in some people's eyes where they take the red pill and go back to sleep. Okay. Or whichever what it is, but you could just see, like, no, I gotta just roll my eyes back into my head, go to my happy place, and no, I don't need to be hearing about this from a veteran. This guy's crazy. Yeah, amazing things are gonna happen in front of us, and it's been like, it's almost been foretold to me that we're gonna see things in my lifetime that when we were kids, there would be like, there was no way, there was no way we would even imagine what we're thinking about now that could be possible. But it's like now is the time to think about some of these possibilities. I mean, is always tried to kind of put it out of your head. Nah, man, we're cool here. Everything's cool here. But yeah, the rhetoric is overboiled to where you should be viewing all options. And if you're not, yeah, you're going backwards, pedaling, paddling against the stream instead of going down, going with the flow.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
really, that's true. But we have to understand that we're up against a system that is unbelievably corrupt. So,
An unbelievable force. Yeah. Yeah. Just an unbelievable force. But I think in the spiritual, you're shown what you're up against in small bits. And then every like bit gets bigger. When you're ready, you're shown more. But yeah, some of the incredible things that we're up against.
I'm sitting there eating sandwich.
Right on. Yeah. Yeah, I need to I've been up and at it quite early. I don't know when the last day off I had. I think I took a day off. No, I still didn't take a day off last week. So I'm at it pretty early. I know you are too, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm at it early. It's just another day, but I think that we need to really understand this stuff, and I think people don't. That's a kind of a sad thing, but we're looking.
It is. I mean, it's sad, but once again, it's not up to us to slam it down people's throat. And I wish we could, in a sense, wad it up in your hand and just kind of slap it upside of their head, and it goes in. They're like, "Holy shit, that was a great download. I'm awake." No, you can't do it. You can't do it, and that's why we're documenting all this. It's just so amazing this time and our technological advancements where we can actually get this going despite difficulties getting up and going. But yeah, some amazing things. Hey, I gotta tell you, I don't know if you heard about this, but I heard on a live stream a couple days ago, I think, where somebody was talking about the craters on the moon. They're not just craters on the moon, they're from the blast from spaceships taking off. Have you ever heard of something like that before?
Nope. And actually, I don't believe it at all.
That's a pretty incredible stuff. When I first heard it, I was like, wow. So there's that many landing pads on the moon that the craters are from spaceships taking off, and it's from the blast. Have you ever considered the probability of there being a city on the backside of the moon that we can't see? Size of city of Chicago or something like that? No.
It's all bullshit.
More bullshit.
Oh, it's bullshit. It's all bullshit. That's a lie.
It's all bullshit.
There's no bullshit. Look, they say they landed on the moon. They never landed on the moon. You have to get through the Iron Belt first. You can't get past that without dying. There's no way you're going to make it past that. There's no way. So, everybody who wants to believe that we landed on the moon is no, we never did. We haven't made it out of the atmosphere. That's the truth. because you can actually, I can play you videos of them astronauts and the NASA people telling you we never made it out. We can't go into space. They tell you themselves. And that's recent, okay? But we never been out of the atmosphere. We can't. And not only that, if we could, we would never be able to make it through the Iran belt or whatever it is. We would never fucking make it through there. We would never get to the moon or anywhere else, if that's what they're saying. So there's no way that can happen. How would you land on the moon? How did they take pictures of the moon landing where we were landing on the moon and there's a camera on the no already on the moon and we were landing? I mean, how did that happen? It didn't happen. Are you serious? So we sent a camera projection system to the moon. It landed, and it's videotaping the moon lander coming in to make its landing. And this thing's like, looking at this, going, "Wow, it's coming in for the landing. We can see it." That's all bullshit. That is so much bullshit that it's just coming out of my ears. We never did that. We never landed on the moon. But everybody seems to want to believe that. Well, yeah, we landed on the moon. We're fine.
It sure is. I mean, it sure is something to believe in. I mean, just like, just sitting here being able to laugh about it, like,
Yeah.
Is it real or not?
It's funny as hell because we never did land on the moon. How? Well, we already have cameras on the moon, and then when we lifted off from the moon, it took a picture of us leaving the moon, and it actually adjusted itself, to take the perfect picture, of us leaving from the moon. Okay. Now, there's no proof of any of that bullshit in the first place. But how did it take a picture? When we come in, it's taking a picture of us supposedly landing on the moon. It's incoming. They can see the craft supposedly coming in to land, and it lands, and it takes a picture of it landing. Well, what the hell do we have there on the moon that's going to take a picture of the incoming craft, and it's going to land, and then it's, first step for humanity, blah, 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 blah. It's bullshit. Anybody who believes that is ignorant.
I think you're trying to trigger me.
We never landed on the moon. It's a lie. All a lie. Everything's a freaking lie. Everything you say is a lie. It's all bullshit. And people need to wake up to the truth. That's a lie. We never went to the moon. We never landed a spacecraft on the moon. We can't get from
their
own atmosphere because there's a dome up there and they can't get past it. They want to blow it up. I mean, oh my god! Why do you think?
Unless they're just, I don't know, maybe they're just trying to push through it with CERN. They're like, we'll just go right through it.
Yeah, CERN, they want to completely bypass it. They don't want it. They were like, we can get past this. Because, see, that's a thing. People don't understand. Look, they can't get past it. They've said it. I can prove it. They've said there's no way we can get past this point. We cannot go into space. NASA said that. I didn't say it. They said it, and everybody wants to like, you know, NASA's blah blah blah. You know, we're in space. We went to the moon. We're going to Mars. No bullshit. I call bullshit. I call bullshit. They haven't done that. And
Do you think? Hold on. Do you think Elon Musk's rockets have gone out of world and then come around on us?
Nope.
You know, you come around a few degrees and it comes back in and lands perfectly on a ship in the ocean.
I think that's a bullshit lie.
You think that's bullshit too?
Total bullshit. Fucking bullshit. Total bullshit. Nope. It didn't do that, and I'm telling you, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Show me.
What is it? The SpaceX? What is it? The SpaceX 9 or something, or what? Whatever it is.
Prove that shit. It's a fucking lie. It's a lie. Get you to believe that.
You
my
think?
God, we can go to other planets.
I bet you anything. I bet you anything. If that is the case, the way the videography would work, I could absolutely see how it could be fabricated. The way we're advanced in our videography skills and the software and yeah.
Space. Nothing about that's real. This is a bunch of bullshit.
It is all just propaganda. Ay.
Go to different, galaxies. Ah, la la. It's a bunch of lies. It's all bullshit. None of that is real. You're not going to do that. You have to see. That's crazy as hell because it's all real. That they want to tell you that they can do this stuff, and then they show you they can't. They tell you they can't. I mean, it's amazing. Put the dots together. I can put it together real easy. And it's not hard to figure out. They say that we can't do it. I need to bring that up shit. I need to bring up those videos and show everybody that stuff because they don't believe it. There's that we can't do it. NASA told everybody that we cannot go through the Iran.
I think that would be a great show. Let's do that because okay, so I mean we're both in the same boat where we're like, until I've gone myself, right? Until I've been there myself and touched it in a sense.
I don't believe
I'm not believing nothing. Okay.
That shit's a lie.
So to do a show to where we ask these tough questions, I think it'd be great. So line that up. Let's do that. Let's do that like next week. I think it'll be perfect. You know what? It might even be better is right around the eclipse. Maybe that's what we'll do is we'll go live with it around the eclipse and have the tinfoil hat show. 10-4, good buddy.
We never did that. So yeah, we should do that.
Gonna do. And then that'd be great. Wait, you start out the tinfoil hat show with your proof. Okay. With your evidence. And during the eclipse. It's perfect. See why we've been waiting on it? And maybe we will hit maybe somehow if we all have the tinfoil hat, it'll I'm not hoping, but maybe it will pull us right into CERN and then we're gone.
Yeah.
Because I mean, okay, so we know enough that what we talk about we can put into fruition. Right? I mean, we know that the things that we are able to verbalize, just like with people just wigging out and speaking in the negative way they are, right? It manifests.
So, I mean, maybe that should be our goal. Let's call it out for the tinfoil hat show. Let's call it out. Bring up the evidence. And if it's real, teleport us to the backside of the moon. We want to see it for ourselves.
Yeah, I want to see the backside of the moon. That'd be interesting. Have we flown a probe around the moon? No. Have we landed on the moon? No. Have we done anything? No. It's all a bunch of bullshit.
Well, I mean, I don't think that city on the backside of the moon, I don't think it's as big as Detroit. I'm thinking more like Oklahoma City.
I mean, there's some people who say it's only 70 miles wide, whatever. I just want to get on to the truth of it all. And just, I want to do it with, with everybody right, live,
Let's do it. We'll call it out.
I just want to do it the way it is. It should be. So let's plan on doing that. That'll be awesome. Do it. We'll do it. We're live still. So everybody's.
I know. You got 8 hours, bud. I know. You got 8 hours worth of tape.
But it doesn't matter. It's just an idea that I want to get people to understand that, hey, there's shit going on that, they're not aware of that. People need to wake up. And they need to get right with God. They really do. Because time's running out. And it's not going to last forever. This simulation that we're living in isn't going to last forever. Because there's people that are totally abusing this simulation that we're in, and they're going to ruin everything for everybody. They've already have. They've really done it already. So it's time for us to wake up and say, hell, fuck y'all. I ain't dealing with this shit. I'm not going to put up with this. So we got to do that now, so that we can absolutely have a chance. Otherwise we don't have much chance. We don't stand. So we all have to stand up and be good, patriotic people, good Samaritans. It's not about being patriotic or anything. It's about being just a good person. You care about your fellow neighbor. You care about your loved one. That's what's most important. Is who you are. And
That's what makes us American first. God-loving Americans first, not democratic. Is there a difference between a liberal and a libertarian? What is going on here?
Well, it's just a ploy. It's just another.
It's just a different way of saying it.
Yeah, it's a different ploy of how you project it. So for me,
I saw all of the rundown like today on Republican, Democrat, liberal, libertarian. I'm like, what's going on here? So wait a minute. The liberals have like multiplied like gremlins. Like what? Who hit them with water?
It doesn't matter, because
I know it doesn't matter.
So let them people be whatever they want to be. I don't pray for people like that to get, so I constantly pray for them, but I see them coming at me, coming at, people like me or you that are saying, hey, let's fix this. Let's come together. Let's, fix the problem where we have, and let's work together to make a difference. Well, they won't do it. They won't. So you have, two different sides now. So you're looking at, the liberals and the leftists and the commies. That's what they are, and they're communists, and they're socialists and everything else. They believe in that. Well, I don't believe in that. I believe in, being, I believe in taking care of your neighbor. what I mean? So let's work
Yeah.
together to do something good for each other. You know, let's work on the water. Let's work on the situation, how we can make it better. For everybody involved. But they're all a bunch of socialists. So really, that's where you're going. And you have to realize they're socialists, they're communists. They want everybody to be all own a part of the same system. They want all that, and they're lost man mind. I'm not going to be a part of any shit like that, and it'll never happen. So I know that I'm never going to be a part of that. I'm going to move out to the country. That's what I'm going to do real soon too. Ain't going to be much longer, and I'll be out. And I'm going to be doing solar and shit. I'm going to be doing my own thing, and that's going to be great. It's going to happen. People may say, "Oh, you're never going to do that." No, yes, I will, and I will get that job done. And I'm going to be happy about it. So is my wife. I guarantee you. Amber's going to be so happy about that. It's going to be amazing. But it's going to be I'm doing on my own, man. I'm going out to the countryside, and I'm going to let everybody else kiss my ass. You know what I mean? Because I don't need. I'm good.
Homesteading is very, very rewarding. Homesteading and farming, very rewarding, but hard, very, very hard work.
I'm gonna have my garden. I'm gonna have my little, area. Well, right now I don't have a lot of space, but as things move forward, I will have more space. So it'll make it easier for me to do, a pretty nice size, garden. I'll have way more than I have now, and I'll make it work. And so, people want to criticize me or whatever, let's go ahead, dude. But I'm the ones who's going to have my stuff together. When you're starving, I'm going to be eating. So, yeah, people want to think like that, good. But I'm going to have that going on in my garden, and I will be growing fruit, and I will be doing this, and I'll be doing that.
And it will be coming down to the trade of skill, to skill and labor, to be able to be trading. It's once we get to our time, it's like there's not going to be any more free handouts. You want to believe that there will be, like, there still be a community, but it really is going to come down to like your skill and labor. And I'm not feeding you just because I have the food, and you're saying that I've got to, and you haven't done anything at least for the community. Get out of here. It's like, get out of here. And we're already seeing a lot of that, but there's still a lot of enabling going on too in our society. That's where the socialists do take over. They're like, well, those people just need to be told what to do. No, they need to figure it out on their own. But I need to have the choice whether or not I want to put my grown food into somebody else's hand that hasn't done anything for it. It should be my choice. Yeah, I'll give somebody a free meal. Sure. Somebody that needs it. But it's not going to be the same tomorrow night. And that's where our problem, really resides, in that tragedy of the commons, in a sense.
Exactly. So that's all real. It's all a part of it. People need to realize this stuff, that you have to realize that you may have to give up some stuff, to be somebody. Like, everybody's arguing about everything all the time, about over like money, food, resources. Oh, am I gonna get that? Am I gonna See, for me, see, because I'm in the situation, just I'm in the situation, but I don't really care about that stuff. I don't care about the money at all. It's not about that for me at all. It's not about the money. But for everybody else, it seems to be about the money. Oh, I don't care about that. It's not about that. It's about my salvation because I'm only gonna see. I'm only gonna live one time, and I'm gonna be gone, just like everybody else, just like my dad, just like everybody else, my grandmother, my grandparents, my grandfather. I'm gonna lose that. I'm gonna lose my life, okay? And it's gonna happen. There's no doubt about that. But what people need to understand is they need to have some salvation. They need to have a little bit of concern. They need to have something in their heart that they're missing, because all of it will go away. Trust me. There's nothing left. There's nothing you can have. Now, when you pass away and you die, there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing that's there. There's nothing you can, you can't just say, you need to already have it all settled. And I'm trying to take care of some of that stuff now in my life. So when I give it away, give what I have, to Jimmy and Corey, it's all theirs. That's important. So I think that I'm going through this right now. It's a major, big problem. But, I think it's a good thing that what my dad was trying to do, was trying to do the right thing. He was. Good. He was. But he made a few mistakes. So, and you know what? Whatever. It's fine. He made a few mistakes. But I can't throw him under the bus completely for that. He did make some mistakes. I have to admit. I'd be wrong if I didn't. He did make mistakes.
Well, I mean, that's all understandable, but it does seem like the system is set up in the way that, like, where you do fumble the ball at the end of it all. And that's what makes it really tough when it comes down to property and possession. Because it's like, okay, fine, the Constitution talks about your personal property and how you've got the right to defend it. So it's like, fine, we'll just, the system is like, I'll just tie into it and get it in the end. And it's like there's so many things lined up that are against, like, senior citizens as far as the way things should work. It shouldn't be harder in life as a senior citizen. Things should be like getting easier and more chill. So it's like, and yeah, you've seen it with around the legalities of the family, and when a loved one passes away, the way the whole court thing is set up, that is just ludicrous. So, and it is up to us, like, to realize those things for when a reset happens, that these things get set up back in the right way. But it's like, it really is like the ones that are tying the shoelaces, they're the ones that want to be tying shoelaces, and they want everyone in Velcro. I don't know. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, and yeah.
Pretty good now.
Yeah, I mean, the ones that are tying the shoelaces are like the ones that are, dictating the way the knot is being tied. And you got to learn their way, or you're going to lose your house. You know, and it's like, wait a minute, I built the motherfucker. You know, I've been paying my taxes on it my whole life, and then it comes down to the end where it's an inheritance type thing, you know, and all of a sudden it's just gone. The whole thing's gone, liquidated.
True. So, you know, just have to understand where we're at and move on, because we are at a situation where everybody is lost their dang on mind. They really have. And so I'm like, all right, tell me the truth. Give me, you know, I don't care how bad it is. You know, just tell me. It's that bad, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Hunters are truth hunters. You're in hunt truth, you're not. There's like a lot to it, but there's a lot of good things and there's a lot of bad things. It's like a double-edged sword, like I said, about the internet, about everything else. It's really a double-edged sword. So you're like kind of like, all right, I see it, I see, and you'll see it, but then you'll see the other side of it. Like it's stupid, but it's kind of, you know, what are you gonna do? You see I see it, you know, I see the double-edged sword that it is, and the internet is really good about certain things, and then it's really bad about other things. Just one of them things.
Oh yeah, that's all manifesting right now. And it's going to be doing that more soon. Yeah, we should go live again. Another what, week or so? No
Sure.
longer than that. Yeah. Yeah.
We should just do another show, but we're really kind of just hanging out. Really, we're not really doing anything. We're just
We're
hanging
doing
out.
we're recording the hangouts basically.
Right. We're just hanging out. We're just being us. So everybody can actually see what we're talking about. But you know, if people want to get mad about it or whatever, that's all fine.
Hey, everybody that could be listening right now. Sorry, we haven't been in the chat. I've been chilling. I got out of the chat. I should have said goodbye, but yeah, I don't know if Tom's been checking the chat. Thanks if anybody's there. We don't know if anybody's there. If anybody's there, thanks for still hanging out with us, and yeah, we'll do this again soon.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I don't really know. I haven't watching the chat either, so I don't know if anybody's there or not.
Yeah. No, this is just us documenting our thoughts, and it's important that it gets done, and that we have these powwows every once in a while, just to try to keep things real, you know, and yeah, I mean, if anything, it's good to test ourselves and keep ourselves on our toes about, you know, what we're preaching, what we're talking about, keep each other in line. Make sure there's always that other question, you know, what if there really is a city the size of Oklahoma City on the backside of the moon?
So,
What if, though?
That's just such a crazy question, but you know, that's plausible. I mean, can someone answer that?
We don't know. We don't know. So it's like it's up to us just to say, hey, what if? Hey, what if this or what if that? And that's where we're at.
Can you imagine that? So yeah. So can you imagine the fact that we probably never went to the moon? You know, people are like,
Yeah, no, and it's definitely like both ways, something like that. It's like, okay, so what I'm figuring out is like, let's say a year ago, I had no idea that there was a fifth dimension in the physical that we could live in. And it's like we've hit it. And 6 months ago, I was like, wow, there's a fifth dimension. And now it's like people are already talking about the sixth. And going into the sixth, and it's gonna blast us like way faster than I thought. And I'm like, what? Now that all could be some BS.
It is.
And I don't know. I don't know. I think there's a 2-dimensional. I think there's a 3-dimensional.
Well, whatever. But look, I believe that's bullshit, and most people are trying to convince you of stuff that's not even real. And I think there's
But
too
most
much
of this
that.
stuff is all my gut. It's all within me. Like it
I know,
feels.
and maybe so. Okay, I guarantee you there's other things out there that we don't know about, but the way it's going right now is a bunch of dang lies. It's all lies. So I don't even know what to believe anymore. Because
I think it's just acclamation for when it all does happen.
I don't believe nothing. So I
Me too, but
don't believe
it's
it.
still, yeah, no, it's
Maybe
still
all
fun to like talk about and dig into, and
it's just amazing. But to me, it's
yeah,
amazing because it's just a bunch of bull crap. You know, I'm sitting there listening to a bunch of people talk about stuff all the time about stuff that doesn't even can't be proven. You know, it's just garbage, and so I don't. It really irritates me in a sense because I just listen to garbage. You know, you're just telling me stuff that show me. Show me. No, you can't take me to the moon. Can you land me on the moon? No, you can't fucking do that. You can't show me. Oh, so we got cameras on the moon. So when we land on the moon, we already got cameras taking pictures of the landing. And then when they take off, we got pictures of that, and it's going to rotate and it's going to autocorrect, to take pictures. Come on.
I think it all really boils down to our Schumann resonance, the natural vibration of the earth that's being blocked off from us from evolving.
Something about that. Something going on. Okay.
Well, I mean, all sound and vibration was the beginning of creation.
But I'm just saying, man, can you believe that crap? I mean, you can't believe that stuff. So
I believe that there's a 5th dimension and you can live in it physically.
I believe there's dimensions. I believe that. Definitely. There's something to do, with having. There's definitely that part I believe. What I don't believe is the other aspect of the bullshit where people go, oh, all this stuff happens all the time. I believe some of it, but not all of it. I know. So I think people really need to slow down and realize
Need to pump your brakes.
Slow down and realize this stuff's real, man. Everybody says, "Oh, it's not real. It's all fake. It's fake." No, it's not. It's not fake. What I said or you say about this stuff, I can prove a lot of what I'm saying, almost all of it, and that's the thing that most people can't do. They can't prove anything, but I can actually prove a lot of what I say, and I actually tend to try to make sure I do that, only because I don't want people to go, "Oh, look, he's lying. He's fake." Who wants to be that? I don't want to be a.
Well, I like asking those questions of the impossible, the nearly impossible. And I think it's important. I think it's important to try to come up with these scenarios that just seem impossible, but try to make it possible.
Well, like landing on the moon.
That's why I asked you that. I knew we'd be here. I knew I should have waited for another show, dang it.
Okay. You got a camera on the moon, a tripod set up on the moon. It's sitting on the moon. And then the capsule is coming in to land. And it's taking video of the capsule that's landing on the moon. Now, did they ever tell you that they sent a camera on a platform to record the module landing? No. Where's that at? Where? Okay. Did you actually have a probe that went to the moon and landed there first, and then set up its own self? Okay. Set up itself to take video of the incoming capsule or whatever. Now,
Well, I mean, you did say it yourself earlier that the technology is there and they need to release it. So it's like the technology is always more advanced than we realize. So maybe it was just a big surprise back then. Here's your surprise. We've already got a probe and it's everything's set up, and now we're going.
I don't think that's. I think they
I don't think so.
I don't think they ever made it. But the point, and that's true, and that it is. There is a lot of technology that they have that they're not telling us about. I guarantee you that. But I don't think they ever made it to the moon, based on what I understand. Because I mean, if simple logic would tell you they never did, because it wouldn't be. How do they get a camera on the moon that took a picture of them landing the craft? So that means that they already had. So why didn't they tell us about that? So really, what would be cool is if they said, "Hey, we're sending a probe to the moon, take pictures of the landing, so that we have it documented." You know, that would have been great. And then I'd be like, "Okay, cool, that's awesome." Well, why didn't they ever tell us any of that? Because that wasn't true. If that was true, they would have told us that. And there's no reason why in the world that they would lie about that. So for me, them saying,
No, wait a minute. Hold on. What if it's exactly opposite of what you're saying, because we've gone farther than there and they know exactly what's going on, and they're like, we've got to make up something fake so it gets people off the trail, because if they realize like chupacabras exist and one day will walk on Earth, then
and that could be exactly true too.
See, and that's where we got to take everything and kind of twist it around a few different degrees to try to kind of come up with that consensus.
You could be they can be doing exactly what you're saying right now and deceiving all of us with their narrative. I mean, it's just so incredible.
Yeah,
what's going on? It really is
mind blowing stuff.
I don't know what's happened. I don't know, but I'm just trying to say, hey.
See, those are the types of questions that I like think about and ask. You know, to try to not give it validity, but would a scenario like this be possible? And because, like you said, it would be impossible for them to, it would be the stupidest thing to make up something like that. That they landed on the moon. Yeah. So what if it was set up? What if it was set up? So people, I mean, you are saying it's exactly, wow.
But I don't know. You never know.
We don't know. Yeah. And this is where we should put our disclaimer out there. Okay. We are not doctors. We are not psychologists. Please seek professional help before listening to us.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for you. So yeah. Please seek professional help, because You should, because how the hell do you know what the hell's going on anymore? You don't know what's going on. You know, I can promote that stuff, and a lot of times, you know, it's great. You know, I mean, I go to work and I'm with a good guy, and everything's great. And it's like, you know, see, because I prayed for that, but and it happens. But everything that's weird about this right now, I can't give an answer to. You know, so all right, you want to? What do you want to do? You, know, you want to eat pizza? You know, and starve to death or whatever is going on? You know, there's a lot of stuff going on. It's just that I really realize how much the world really is effed up, and most people don't want to realize that. So most people will be like, ah, it's all right, you know, yeah, blah 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 blah. Yeah, but that's the problem, dude. Is because everybody doesn't realize how bad it really is, and it's gonna be according to society. It's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. No, it's not. But that's the problem with everybody. It's okay. It's okay. No, it's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay because we're going through hell, and this world we're living in is challenged totally. We are being tested big time in this life. What's going to happen? And I want to like go on and get on with the Lord here, but I might lose some of it and not be perfect just because that's what it is. So I might lose some of it and not be exactly perfect, as I say. But I do love having interaction with Jesus. I mean, that's what it is. He's given it to me, so he gave me everything. I'm not gonna deny that. I'm not gonna deny that at all. So what's going on? So I see the talk between you know all this right now, right in front of me. Felt good, and we're just gonna let it go flow wherever it goes, and it's gonna be done here in a minute, and it's good. So that's it. I love that.
All a positive flow. Yeah, it's all just a positive flow, and that's where we got to keep it, no matter how long it takes, and to keep it confined in a time frame. Just like, you know what, we went live what at our first round, we went live at what, 8:48 my time, something like that. You know what I mean? And that's what we've been conformed into is the box time zone, and we're really moving away from that too, I believe. um you know, time is very dual, just like you said with the sword. And yeah, it's of the essence, and at the same time it's like we're not supposed to pay attention to it as much as we do.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're just paying attention. We're looking at what's going on. We're just putting these things together, but everybody's like fading away from reality, and then reality sets in, and most people
Yeah.
can't grasp
Oh
what
yeah.
we're going through because we
No.
actually understand what's happening. So when you understand what's happening, you're like freaking like what? You're frustrated. You understand reality of of what we're going fixing to go through here, and we're going to go through it. And there's no doubt about that. So it's just a matter of time before that we have to enter this and go through this. And so we just need to be ready. We need to understand it, we need to be righteous. So I guess that's kind of a hard thing for me to go through because I want everybody to, be on the same page. And so that's cool. So we're gonna get ready to head out of here. I know that. Just getting ready to be humbled, man. That's all you gotta do. Be humble. It's coming. So I know that. Hopefully you know that. Everybody else knows that. It's gonna be we're gonna have to be humbled to survive what's coming. And I know what's coming.
Yeah, haven't we been humbled enough in the last couple of years, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot that we can do, man. We can be humbled.
There is. Oh yeah.
We can be humbled by
Yeah.
just some certain simple things. But yeah, we know. That's
Yeah.
what's cool about I've known you for a couple of years, and it's just been humbling to know you. So it's humbling. So I know that I see what you see in a sense. Like when we're looking at what happens, it goes on. So that's important to me, and I will go along with it. But we just need to be humble and be honest. And there's a lot going on, and it's still humbling to just put all that aside. So
And I just know that we're going to be unified one way or another. There is going to be unity, and I much rather have it like this than on the battlefield. And that's what we're looking at. And that's why we're doing this.
absolutely, absolutely, that's why we're coming together now. We need to, and there's
Yep.
going to be things that are going to happen soon.
All right, Tom, man.
All right, I'm gonna let you go too, bro. I love just having the conversation with you. It's awesome. I respect you, so as you know.
Works both ways for sure, man.
Awesome.
All right. Good night, everybody. If there's still people there listening, thanks for hanging on with us. We had some good thought that came out in this.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right.
And we care about everybody. That's my objectives is to just get along and make a difference. Let's just work together. So that's my goal,
Absolutely.
and I'm hoping that's what's gonna happen. So, anyways, so I love everybody. Love you. Good night. Peace out, and we'll talk later. Okay, Aaron.
All right. Good night.